A single loud horn is tearing an entire town apart. This right here is a horn on top of a fire station in Milford, New Hampshire. It's been going off for 129 years, but not anymore. And the town is pit against each other. They're fighting brother against brother, half the town on one side, half the town on the other, all over this sound that happens each day. Right there, the Milford fire siren is what started this war. And it all comes down to this woman. Her child, right here, as you can see, this is her son. He's at the center of all of this. Her son is autistic. And when he hears the siren, it makes him freak out. He has real behavioral problems. I'll get to that in just a moment. He even wrote this letter to the fire chief. Here's Lucas's letter. It says, "Dear Fire Chief, my name is Lucas Fowler. I live in blah blah, Milford, New Hampshire. I am 11 years old. I am autistic and the foghorn bothers me. And I feel like the world will explode," he said. "So please get rid of the foghorn or else the world will explode. Love, Lucas." A little bit of a threat from Lucas in there. Here's Lucas's mom at this explosive town hall, again, all over one loud horn in Milford, New Hampshire.
Hopefully you guys see that I'm not lying, I'm not crazy, I'm not a bad mom, and I just want to love my kid and teach him to grow. And he's in the 6 months that it's been off or whatever it's been. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
He's
okay.
go-
You're doing
he's
well.
gone from someone who couldn't function all day long, because yes, the 11:45 is only 5 seconds, but the anxiety building up to that is so much that he couldn't function. And now that it's been off, he's grown and he's changed, and it's been amazing. And I hope
So-
it doesn't go back to what it was before. Thank you.
This all is over her son and how he's reacting to this horn. According to this article from the Daily Mail, it says, according to mom, Jennifer Fowler, the blaring sound of the horn had become a trigger for her son, Lucas, who would release violent outbursts upon hearing about this. So now he's not doing that. But the problem is, a lot of people in the town are pissed. They want this horn for whatever reason. Here's some of the people who spoke out in defense of the horn.
My name is Scott Kimball, and I live on Whitten Road. And excuse my nervousness, I got anxiety issues too. I'm here to present this petition warrant article to restore our historic fire horn to regular operation. The discontinuance have angered people into an emotional battlefield, with each side making harsh, ill-tempered comments and accusations, and the family caught in the crossfire. The Board of Selectmen should never have brought this request up for consideration, as it is clearly not their domain of expertise. This has nothing to do with town business. Twice the board was asked to put this to a town vote, and twice they refused. They were asked to compromise twice, and twice they refused. I made a personal appeal to reverse the decision, and they refused. I attempted to negotiate with the family, and they did not respond.
So he's upset about this. He wants the horn to be turned back on. Here's the chief of the fire department. He's the one who turned the horn off, explaining how that process worked.
I, as the fire chief and the operations of the departments, decided to stop using it to see if it would help the situation out. The fire horn hasn't been blown regularly for quite some time now. We have made other concessions throughout the years. We don't blow it from 8 to 8, from 8 at night to 8 in the morning, and that was for the downtown residents and the elderly population in the community because they complained about it. So we've already made concessions. And with technology as it is today, it's, again, operationally, it has zero effect on our department.
Has zero effect on the fire department there. But this didn't stop people like this guy, wait for him, from being upset about this.
I like your compromise suggestion. Where is that in the whole process? How do you make that happen?
Can I speak to that? I'm sorry.
Compromise about having it just go off at 11:45 in the morning and never again, because I don't know anything about this child. I don't know anything. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know anything about it. But it seems like if the mother knows that it's going to go off at a certain time, that she could either put her hands over the kid's ears or hide it somewhere, as long as it doesn't go off any other time, because it is just ornamental anyway. what the idea of a
That's a little bit much. He says, just put your hands over your kids' ears. That is how we're going to solve this whole problem. Other people in the town disagreed.
It's one thing that no one's been doing for this family is actually.
Can you just speak closer to the microphone, please?
Something no one's been doing for this family is actually humanizing their son. It's this kid who's creating this problem, whatever you guys want to say.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
When you have people leading our town talking about trying to get their kid taken from them, it's sick. Over a horn. I'm all about tradition. I'm as conservative as most people that are like me. But I originally voted to keep this horn until I heard the whole story of a stepfather of an autistic kid. It's unbearable until watching the kid go through self-harm and dealing with stuff. You don't know what it's like until you see that kid in that environment. You don't understand the gravity of it. None of you, unless you deal with it on a daily basis. And we have people talking about the veterans and hearing the horn for 100 years, a century, stuff like that, and that same person doesn't even take their hat off for the Pledge of Allegiance. That's a problem. Don't talk out of both sides of your neck. You know, you have a member, Mrs. Brewer, talking about ending fireworks in town because of her dog. Her dog's more important than a child? Did you have the...
This went on and on and on for hours. And finally, they decided to table this whole thing. And I want to know what you think about this. Should the town be staying with their tradition of 129 years and ringing this siren? Or should they be looking out for the best interest of this mother with an autistic son who's just trying to get through her day? Let me know what you think. Facebook.com/thenewsjunkie. Hit that follow button. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie. Hit subscribe. Thanks for watching as always.